Hello, 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 hello. What's up, people? This is your girl, Ruth the Truth, on the mic, and you are listening to Afro Vibe Radio. Yes. So, you already know, Afro Vibe is international. You can listen to us anywhere. You can go and download the app. You can listen to us on, you can type us, listen to us on the internet, your car, your phone. So go and download Afro Vibe Radio to listen to your girl with the truth. And this is the segment Spice It Up. So Spice It Up pretty much just brings you all the juice and the news and everything. Because I call it Spice It Up because, Africa, we love a lot of spice. And so for all people everybody that loves spicy food out there, so the juice, the news, and the stories are very, as you say, it's very juicy. We say it's very spicy, right?
Right.
All right. So today, I'm not alone, people. So you can see I have a guest, which is I have Miss Zina.
Hey y'all. Hey everybody.
Yay. So she's here. She's gonna be my co-host today. We're gonna do it. For those who know African sisters back in the day, she's one of them. So we're going to give you a little bit of juice today. Let's start. So, actually, just last week, we just saw the wedding. We know about it, Megan got married. Finally.
Congrats to her.
Yes.
Now a princess. She went from being an actress to a princess.
To a princess.
The Lord answers prayers. Hallelujah.
Amen. I love that. Actually, her story is one of the best because actually I was watching on Wendy and so do you know that she used to, I think she applied on Wendy's show, and then she wanted to, I think, work with Wendy, but too bad for Wendy. Look at her now,
When one door closes, another one, bigger one, opens up. Okay.
But I have a beef with you, though.
Me?
Yeah.
What I did?
Because apparently from the story I heard is, she got hooked up on a blind date.
Girl, first of all of my friends, you guys are all fired.
I know.
You people are not doing you people's jobs at all, huh? How can you look at me and hold me from head to toe and not try to hook me up with the prince of some land? Prince of some land.
What kind of friends do I have?
Well, first of all, Ruth, have you hooked me up with the prince?
No, I'm looking for my prince.
Me too. Do you see a ring on my finger?
Odell. Now I'm trying to hook Zina up. So if you're a prince out there,
yes,
prince from Niger.
No. Wait.
Ghana, anywhere from the world.
No.
I want to hook you up.
An important, big, like London, like England.
He's
those places. No.
He's taking.
There are cousins allowed there.
Oh, that's true.
So I will gladly take their cousin. Don't worry.
But anyway, just from that, I just want to say congratulations to them, and they look so beautiful together, so beautiful together. And if you he was whispering words into her ears and making her feel so beautiful.
Her dress.
Oh my God!
Like it was so simple that the elegancy of it. It was just like ridiculously crazy because because nowadays in this generation like we're always taught to always have all those like mermaid fitting dress and always have to show your Coca-Cola shape and whatnot, but like when she came out she showed that you can still be covered up and still be graceful still get attention from the correct crowds and not the crowd that's going to take you to another level that you don't want to be at. And her husband saw her, he was like mind blown, so it's not always about being naked or being tight fitting or being I have a shape, oh my God, I have to hit the gym 24/7 and be doing this. The dress.
Perfect. You know how, like, this is something I love. They said, don't let the dress wear you, but you wear the dress. She did exactly that. That was a perfect example. She wore that dress. She didn't allow the dress. You know how people want for a dress to make them feel beautiful? No. She wore that dress. Once she put on that dress, it was, oh my God. Oh my God, with her beautiful personality. And it's so great. So I've been hearing some people are like, Megan should be president and stuff. She don't want to be no president. She's in London. Y'all let her be.
She's a princess.
She's a princess already.
Sean, keep your presidency stress over there, please.
Thank you.
Pamper me, please.
No,
Me,
no,
me.
I guess pretty much talking about assurance. So I guess you just want assurance. You know?
Assurance.
That's her assurance.
Speaking of assurance.
She has assurance, you know.
She has the correct type of assurance.
Oh my God. So speaking about that, so Davido, we all know, I know the news is already old, but I'm so tired. I'm getting tired of people talking about this. Assurance, assurance, assurance. I love what he did. I'm excited that he got his girl a car. He showed her, proclaim his love to the whole world. You know, Chioma will hear you, you know. I don't know what sister he was looking for, but he found Chioma. We thank God for you, but come on now.
My sister, is the money like that?
I mean, if Davido can like do all that, that is like, it's so great for him. It's a good thing.
Okay, see, well, first of all, right, you know, I honestly believe that the fact that they started dating at such a young age, you know, especially for men, you know, especially starting to date young, you know, like they haven't seen out there, you know, they haven't done much and all that. So, of course, you know, I don't blame Davido and I don't blame Chioma either. But at the same time, though, for you to, you know, like to do so many things and I mean, I guess to be like a celebrity and have to actually have like 2 baby mamas, you know, on my head, and then you still expect me to still be loyal to you, and I mean, and I guess to take your assurance of a car. Like, no. My brother, I would gladly help you to encourage you to go marry those 2 baby mamas, start your legacy, and continue on your legacy. Because you know what, me, right? I can tolerate so many things, but you know, but actually bringing in a child into the world, right? I've seen so many like single parents and so many like, you know, kids that grow up like without their parents, you know, being in the same house, and that's. You know,
no, I get what you're coming from, but to Davido's defense, the whole thing is you don't understand. With this artist, every girl, when you see a celebrity, every girl wants to be on your tail.
And that's why discipline should have been.
True, but they don't. He is young. How long? Davido started shining at what, 19 or what? He just got. He's young. He's like all this Justin Bieber, all these people that started so young. And once fame gets to you, you just want to explore. And he's a man that you know. He's trying to explore and like.
And see, okay, it's like, see, man is spirits. Being a male is what he was doing at first, you know, because a man is a spirit. So therefore, as a spirit, you are imbounded to do according to what God's will and purpose is to you. Right?
Yeah.
As a man, you are the head. As a man, you're supposed to be the one to protect. As a man, you're supposed to be the one to feed the word of God onto your woman.
Yeah.
Right? So, you know, so with him being that young, right, he played the role of being a male, you know? To me, that's just how I see it in the whole spiritual aspect of it.
Spiritual aspect of it, yes. That's how you see it, right? But now, this is what we're talking about. Let's just come in the world part of it. I get that. I didn't think that Davido planned to have kids with his women. Obviously not.
If he was doing what he was doing without protection or just doing it just because, you know, it feels good and stuff, right? There are many diseases out there. You know, he could have caught something and then he could have given it to Chioma. So, you know, so then would that assurance really be of an assurance?
But well, that didn't happen. So she has an assurance about that. So, you know, he's good, you know. And he's been a great father from what I see on Instagram or what he posts. I don't know. The women know better, but I do know that from what I see from outside, it looks like he's doing a good job, you know. I guess all his baby are assured, you know, his assurance and all that, and it's great. That's good for him. But yeah. So by the way, this weekend a news just bumped to us, and we found out that Beyonce actually bought an old church. And the thing I can't like pin my finger on is.
Okay, so actually, like Beyonce bought an $850,000 church in New Orleans. It was actually one of those old church that were built in 1900s, and I mean it was used for like service and ceremonies and stuff. But I guess due to the fact that the pastor of that church died and the members are no longer, so therefore she decided to like go and purchase the church. I guess, incontroversial to the Beyonce mass that you've heard about, in San Francisco. So, I mean, well, it's not known yet as to what she plans on doing with the property that she just purchased, but, who knows? She might open up her real Beyonce mass, in New Orleans, so.
I actually thought when the news came out, I actually thought she bought the church for her own church. I was like,
exactly.
What's she trying to do? She's trying to be a pastor now or something. But anyway, we know Beyonce do love God, apparently. And talking about people that do love God, Justin Bieber has been like a whole bunch on a lot of like Christian godly news lately for his love for Christ and how much he loves God. I love the way how much he loves I love how much he loves God right now and how he talk about it openly. Because there are so many celebrities out there. They're like, oh, I love God, I understand God, I know who God is. But they don't show it as much, They don't put God first. And in his recent concert and his interview, one thing I do love was the fact that he had the opportunity to actually, I think he used 15 minutes on stage talking about his experience, how he was baptized, how the love of God that he found. That one thing is he was always raised in a Christian home, and always known like that strict way of Christianity, and you can't do this, you can't do that. But what he found out now, which is something I should set myself with it, is because he found out that God loves us first, no matter who we are. He thought he was so non-perfect. He was not perfect enough to be valuable for God's love. But he learned that God loves you no matter what, and God is always ready and always open. Has these open hands to welcome you. No matter who you are, and no matter wherever you are, and no matter what tribulations you're going through, and no matter how imperfect you find yourself to be like, oh God, I'm so dirty, I'm not clean, I want to come to you when I'm not, when I'm like, I'm all cleaned up. No, but God is telling you, no, I want you to come to me when you're dirty so I can cleanse you and make you whole again. Exactly. So I think Justin Bieber just finally found that out. And I love the fact I love the way he loved God now. He worship God in his concert, give God praise. Even in Coachella, he did the same thing. Oh my God, Adrian Holden and her husband, they were there, they love. He sang the Reckless Love of God, which is such an amazing song, and I love it. This is like one of my favorite Christian songs.
Well, okay, like honestly, with Justin Bieber, a lot of us can actually relate to that because, especially like growing up in a Christian home, like, all you know is that you don't do this. If you do this, oh my God, like you've committed sin. If you do that, you've done something like terrible, like you're gonna die and go to hell like immediately and stuff like that. So and then also like I strongly believe in having like a strong role model in it. So I was on my own perspective of it. I honestly believe that with Justin Bieber, like there wasn't that strong role model that can show him that although you may fall short in some things, okay, it doesn't mean that you have sinned completely. It means that you can cleanse yourself and you can go back to your maker and say, God, forgive me for I have fallen short of your glory. But but at times, especially with us Africans, like the only thing that we knew growing up was going to church, go to school, and maybe like choir rehearsal or praise dance practice, and then church, school, home, and that's it. And and I guess once college starts, the only thing that you do is just you wild out because you never had that. That structure. Yeah,
that structure. So I guess, at the end of the day, look, as I said earlier, that's a very good example how you put it. At the end of the day is, I just love how Justin Bieber really, really do love God. And I love how he talk about it openly and without being scared of anything, It's like, if you're going to be my fans, you're going to love this side of me, and accept it. But hey, people, we are going to be back. We're about to go on a break right now. We'll be back shortly. You're listening to Afro Vibe Radio, and this is your girl, Ruth the Truth, and Zina on the mic. So, watch out.
Your favorite radio station. This is Afro Vibes Radio Houston.
And you're listening to Afro Vibe. We are back again. Alright, I'm here with my co-host Zina.
Woo, hey y'all.
Alright, so we are here. We just, We're talking about Justin Bieber just
Right.
earlier on.
Yes, we were.
But now we want to dive into Kanye West. You know, Kanye.
Kanye, my brother, what happened? What's going on?
I don't know what's going on. What's going on? So we already know how Kanye. I do honestly. Let me just stop by saying I still love Kanye. I know people out there is going people out there are going to kill me, but I still do. I love the brother, and I still accept him for who he is.
Oh, man.
I just guess he just got mixed up with the whole. Not trying to really explain what
There's
he's
some
talking
mental thing that's
about.
going on.
Well, we already know that Kanye has some issues. You already know that.
Exactly.
But at the end of the day, sometimes Kanye do say the truth, though, if you think about it.
But his last truth, I wouldn't say it would really be that much of a truth. Because standing out there, especially being an iconic figure like that, and voicing out your opinion, saying that 40 years was a choice of us deciding to be slavery. I don't know how somebody can process that thought, and I don't know how somebody can actually have the guts to actually say that out loud, especially being an iconic figure like that.
I think I can.
It
This
takes
is
a
the thing.
lot.
For me, I actually feel like maybe he was trying to say, Kanye was trying to say, maybe he was trying to say right now is a choice for us to still be in that mental state of mind, or just move
never a
on and
choice.
just it was never. I'm not saying it was a choice. It was never a choice, and that was crazy when he said that. I was like, whoa, what are you talking about? It's never a choice. But I'm just thinking that I think Kanye wanted to do. So there's this new guy called Jonas. His song started by a white guy. It's pretty much this white guy and a black guy, and they're having a conversation.
Right.
And they are having this conversation, and he's talking about. I don't feel pity for you, black guys.
Right.
You know, the N-word.
Right.
Because he talks about things that white people think. You want child support, you want this, you want that. And then the black guy now explains his own version. You are out here thinking that things are easy for us, but it's not. For
Right.
us, we have to work 3 times hard to get
Right.
where you guys are at.
Right.
And because that's the truth of the matter. Even though people don't want
and-
to talk about it.
And that's just the world that we live in.
True.
Some people may say that, oh, it's not a race thing, it's not a color
Yeah.
thing. But at the end of the day, you have to really, really, really look at things and see how the world is going and see how things are operating based on what your surface skin looks like.
Yeah.
But we might decide to be blinded to the fact that, that brown skinned people, they do have less of a privilege, or maybe we do have to work 10 times harder than what maybe a lighter skin tone than we are and stuff. And that's just reality. We can't falsify what reality is.
True.
That's one thing. You can't hide away from the truth.
Yeah, so this is the thing though. But my thing is, we can't first. So now the question is it colorism or racism?
Honestly, I think it would be both. To me, it would be both. Only because, race is just kind of like an ethnicity.
Yeah.
And then color is basically like what
Based
you
on
and
your
I
color,
see.
yeah.
So if one person sees blue and then I see gray,
Yeah.
right? At the end of the day, right? I can't try to convince that person that, oh, no, I see gray and you see blue, and that's okay. It's not going to be okay, because everybody wants want themselves to always be right, and also everybody always, we hate being wrong.
We do.
About something, and that's just human nature.
Yeah.
We don't know how to take corrections and stuff, and it really, really, really humbles people to really.
I know, to
corrections.
take corrections. But as you said, true. There's racism and there's colorism. Racism is basically you can be racist to any race, right? Racism is not only a black and white thing. It can be a Hispanic thing, it can be an Asian thing.
Right.
And colorism is when you see now the skin of my skin tone,
Right.
the color of my skin.
Right.
It's when you go somewhere or when the cop stops someone, if you're white, and there's this video that was posted that this guy was white, he was like, oh, you're white though, I'm not gonna do anything to you. What do you mean? So if I was black, what are you gonna do? I'm not gonna be arrested? What am I No, for honest truth, that these topics, I think that Kanye wanted to start because after that he released his album, which it was him and Ti, right? They were having a conversation on the album, and they were talking about this. So it was pretty much Kanye versus the people talking about this topic. But I don't think that Kanye came out. He wanted us to talk about it, but he did not. It wasn't a success. But Jonas actually did it. Jonas actually did a great job because he made us talk about it, and he showed both sides of the black person and the white person, and you can understand where each of us are coming from.
Right.
But do you think it's something that we should keep talking about it to get out in this state of mind where we don't see no race, we don't see no color, we don't see no sexism, we just see humans?
There's always room for improvement in everything, you know, that we do in this life. Like there's always room for improvement.
True.
So of course, you know, yes, as human beings, yes, we are prone to like make mistakes, and we're prone to say things that we don't intentionally mean.
True.
But you know, but at the same time, though, the next step is: are you willing to accept that improvement? Are you willing to accept that correction,
Yeah.
or are you just stuck in your way and just continue on feeling
Yeah.
that, oh no, you know, I've said what I've said and that's it?
Yeah, sure.
So that's just where I stand. You know, there's always room for improvement,
That's true.
and there's always room to bring up different topics and different issues that we face in our everyday life,
Yeah.
that we can try to attempt to find solutions to.
Yeah, yeah, that's true. So I do believe that, and I do believe that, as we said earlier, there's always, as you said, there's always room for improvement. There's always time for us to make it up. There's always time for us to have those conversations. All of us to our day to day. When you see people, and sometimes I find it offensive when you see people trying to ask questions and you be like, oh, are you trying to be racist? No, he's asking a question because he is ignorant.
Right.
And he needs to learn, to know. It's pretty much like when us Africans, when we first, I can imagine your first experience coming to America. And it's like everybody has a story, like your school story back in the days, and how things were different. The way you couldn't talk the same way everybody talked. It took time for you to get where you are at. And when people ask you questions, don't get offended, but try to educate them and teach them better to, like, say, this is not right, this is how you should have said this, or this is how you should have put this.
Right.
So instead for us to be upset all the time and have an issue, we should actually start talking about these things and then like teaching people about these things, you know.
Right.
And I feel like people be like, oh, people are racist. I don't think people are racist. People are being taught to be racist.
Right.
Like you see a child, it's an example of children. They keep showing how a white child and a black child playing together. She doesn't see
It's
color.
something taught, definitely.
Yes.
It is something taught.
It's something taught.
Because naturally, like, we don't come out like, oh, wait, hold on, wait, I'm white. No, wait, you're black.
You're black.
No, you know, like, it's all what you were born into
Yeah.
and stuff, because honestly, a newborn baby does not see color.
Doesn't.
You know, like,
Yeah.
I mean, like a newborn baby can be attached to a white person and find it normal, you know, or maybe like be attached to like a teddy bear and find it like, oh yeah, that's my best friend. But it's
Yeah.
all a teaching thing.
Yeah. So we have Facebook Live, and someone commented on Facebook saying, I think so Koge Lawson commented saying that I think black people are more inclined to accept whites and other race than other race accepting black people.
Right.
So what do you think about that? So it's like, so we black people were more acceptance of white people or any other race, but those other race are not really accepting of us. So we are more open to accept them, but they are not more open to accept us. So from this, it kind of gives me a clue. It kind of makes me understand that we are always open for a change, but are they open for a change? Are they willing to, you know, let us, like, say, oh, let us in and be like, hey, we see you,
Right.
and we are the same, and we feel you. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, I guess at the end of the day, people are just asking, it's like, so someone asked, I said earlier, someone asked, is it colorism or is it racism? And we said colorism is,
I would say that it's both.
it's both. So you feel
That's
like
what
it's
I would
both.
say.
Yeah, I guess it's both. So now we go in. So apparently, let's take the news back to Nigeria. So I saw something that came up to my desk earlier on. It was pretty
Okay.
much something in Nigeria that I saw this news on CNN. It was posted. Look, you
What's
know what?
the news?
With this whole thing that is going on, so Monica Osagi, or I think I'm pronouncing it wrong. Did we have a teacher called
Monica
Dr. Osagi?
Osagi.
Her name is it Osagi? So she was. So it's pretty much sex for grades, and this thing has been happening for so long. Like how a lot of university kids in Africa always have to give up sex in order to have a good grade. So basically, I can go to my whole university, just have sex with one
Well,
professor and just pass, right?
Okay, I see. Well, with that being said,
Yeah.
right, surprisingly and shockingly, right, it doesn't just happen in Africa. You know, I mean, it even happens in the land that we're in right now.
Oh, wow.
Like, you know, we're there for, like, let's say foreign instructors or teachers and stuff,
true,
right?
true.
If they find you attractive enough, and they could be married with children and stuff, but if they find you attractive and they say that you're struggling, right,
Yeah.
they would either try to like, entertain that whole idea of, oh,
Yeah.
hey, you know, I can help you if you do me a favor,
Yeah.
or hey, you know, I can help you, you know, if you come over my house, or if we
Yeah.
have like some type of dinner and all that. So it's not just, I mean, it's not just being done in Africa,
Yeah.
it's also being done over here also, and that is a huge thing that has to have an awareness of, you know, because many people, you know, some people work very, very, very hard to get to where they are,
Yeah.
but at the same time, when you see news like this, right, you start to think, you know, did this person really, really put in the work to be able to get to where they are, or did they just choose the easy road of just, let's say, you know, hanging out with a professor, or having, or sleeping with the professor, or doing something,
Yeah.
you know? So I mean, I'm very, very, very proud of her to actually come out now, you know, because it's been years, it's been
Oh
years,
my
it's been
God, yes.
happening, you know,
Yeah,
like it
yeah.
did not just start happening today, it's been happening
It's been
long,
happening.
long before,
before
you know. So I mean, and it took us up to 2018 to actually bring up that
That
topic
topic,
and
that
to
topic.
actually, you know, shine light into it, because there are many things in Africa that, I mean, that we think that only happens in Africa, but it also
Yeah.
happens in abroad as
Yeah.
well. You know, so I mean,
Yeah.
like, Africa is just a starting stone to many things that needs to be exposed, and to many things that need to be discussed about, and to many things that need to be touched
Yeah.
on.
Yeah, that's true. I do believe that. So in my own humble opinion, I do feel like the in the light, like, just to talk about the situation, in the Monica situation, I love her courage and how she said, no, I'm not gonna have sex with you, I'm not gonna sleep with you to have a better grade. It's like, I want to work, I want to do my job, work on my paper, I will do what I can do, and you grade it fairly. You can't just fail me because you want to have sex with me. So I feel like I got to a point, I started making the joke. I was like, I'm actually just like dressed like a grandma in Africa. I've been going to school, so no professor should be keeping an eye on you. Because if you dress all cute, your professor might be eyeing you, be like, this one am I, you know? It's pretty much, it feels like back home, it feels like when it comes to school, our education are in the hands of the professor, you know? It's pretty much you knowing how to play the whole tricks and bits. And I do have sisters, I do have cousins that talk to me about this and what they have to go through just to get, you know, a passing grade or a good grade. It's not even only at school, it's also at work. How about jobs? You have professional jobs that people ask you out professionally, and your bosses are trying to get on you for you to keep like your position at work. It's
Right.
like, it's just a whole thing. And I love the fact that the whole, I don't want to say feminists or like, you know, us being feminists, be like, a woman can do what a man can do. A woman is allowed to say no, and you shouldn't be judged because, oh, if a man touch you a certain way, you should just say, you should just be okay with it because you want to stay in that position, you know.
Right, yeah.
So I really
And all
do
that
love
is
what she does.
Sexual assault, honestly. Like,
Yeah.
it's all sexual assault, and it's never your fault. Like, it's never the victim's fault. You know what I mean? Well, because I've heard a lot of people saying that, oh, you know, oh, well, like, you should have not have worn that tight clothes, or you should not have been
Yeah.
smelling like this. So, you know, so then how do you expect me to dress like? I mean, so I should discomfort myself just because a grown person or a grown man or woman is not able to contain themselves
Yes,
and act
yes,
professional towards
yes.
somebody that they're supposed to be helping and assisting in. Like, no, you know,
Yeah.
so.
I mean, it's very, honestly, with the news today, I just feel like it's very sad that we have to go through this, and the fact that we have to talk about this right now, like, over and over again. So at this point, I feel like I love the fact that she came out and she talked about it, and it hit CNN News, you know. So people should stop. But do I actually think that it's going to stop right away. No.
not gonna stop
But
right
at least the fact that we are talking
all
about
the
it,
progress.
yeah, it's all the progress. The fact that we are talking about it, the fact that she came out and talked about it, and it actually hit the news, and people took upon themselves to actually put that out, post that out there. Actually, will bring a light, and it will bring like it will kind of like make some professors start acting right, you know.
Exactly.
Just because you're a professor, you have a power to fail a student or to pass that student doesn't give you the right to like toll with someone's life, you know, education, because we need that education in order to have a good job out here. We need that. And especially in Africa, it's so hard for us to get a job. So talking of you trying to even go to school, not even knowing if you will get a job or not, and you are, and you have this whole stress and wahala. I beg, Jared, this is too much. So
Well, like I do know that Sierra Leone communities were actually doing big steps where there's actually a brand new store opening in Houston, Texas. So like I'm really proud of my fellow Sierra Leoneans and my fellow Sierra Leone people. Please, everybody, let's encourage each other. You know, like one thing that I love about Nigerians is that like they know how to encourage each other in terms of like business wise. You know, it might not always look or start out good or smoothly in a way, but like at the end of the day, they'll always support their kind. So I think that's what many countries we can learn from that, and we can adapt to that. You know, so Sierra Leone, congratulations.
Congratulations to you guys. It goes same also to Cameroonians. Let's just support each other, either with music in anything that we do. You know, as I can say before we end the show, TZ Panchaco, which is a Cameroonian artist, with Davido are going to have a concert. They're going to have a concert in Maryland. So you already know Davido's concert in Maryland is coming up. You know, it's going to be big and it's going to be live. So I do encourage everybody to go out there and support. And even the show we're hosting, we have a Houston show that is going on now. That's going to be happening on Thursday till Sunday. So we just ask all of you guys to come out and, you know, support. Let's just support each other. We are all Africa. It's not even only about Africa. Every race, everybody. It's about the world. It's about humanity. So let's go come out and show love. And this is your girl, Ruth the Truth.
And this is Zena.
And this was Spice It Up Time. And you are listening to Afro Vibe Radio. See you. Bye. All right. I am listening to that sister.